I love my body, I love myself. Yeah, yeah. Welcome to the Shaft Show. This is an exciting experiment, not done this before. So, welcome. This is a podcast for you to have a more juicier life. My mission on this planet is to find world peace through intimacy. The biggest problem on earth right now is sex and money. And in this podcast, we talk about these powerful energies and how to harness them for good. It's your superpower. And today I have got sex coach YULIA on Instagram. She's here and she's fully queer and she's there. So I'm gonna somehow message her. I don't want to send you any I don't want you to see the screen because we've been sharing some sex selfies. We're just having some fun, just a couple of kids just fooling around. Okay, hey, ready? Let's have a look. Let's see if this is working. Oh, she's typing. Hey, she's typing. Okay, right. Oh God. It's in an hour, correct? Awkward. It's now. Didn't we say 3 p.m.? Didn't we say 3 p.m.? We did say 3. It's now 3 p.m. Swedish time. Here we go. Let's have a look. Okay, so I personally don't do time so good. When I'm coaching, I have to get them to say, it's Swedish time. Oh, she's saying, she agrees. We got it right. Fantastic. That's great. Okay, so we're just going to wait for her to appear. And I'm going to say, I'm live on my YouTube waiting as well. Technical wizardry being tested out. Okay, let's see if this is going to work. So if you've got any questions around love, sex, intimacy, drinking menstrual blood, sex magic, or anything like that, please do write in the comments. And whilst we wait, I might as well tell you a little bit about the School of Self-Love. Oh yes. And get yourself and check out the School of Self-Love. This is my beautiful course, link in the description below, where I've created a complete digital course with the best tools that quickly help you to measurably improve your happiness. And you can start all of this without any preparation. You don't need anyone, and you could instantly and immediately see the results in your life. And in this course, you will learn how to find your divine purpose, how to connect with yourself and others, how to fall in love every day, how to live a life beyond your dreams, and how to let go of past relationships. Me and Yulia, we're still going. And how to heal your relationship with your parents. My parents love me. And why it's so important for the planet, for us to love ourselves fully. The course is interactive and video based, so all you need to do is get yourself, open up your smartphone, open up your tablet, and you're good to go. So that's that. Whilst we're waiting for her to you know, show up. Anybody in the chats? Anybody out there? Anybody out there? Love to have a little chit chat with you. Let's have a look. Let's see where she is, and I might as well show you on my iPhone who she is. There she is. So she managed to get 11k followers. I'm super intrigued because I don't know how she did it. Because when we met, she had the same numbers as I did. Now she's like smashed it on Instagram, but massively smashed it on the talk. So yeah, that was amazing. Okay, I'm waiting for her. Okay, start your live. I'm waiting. Here, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Oh, you could totally see my, yeah, okay, great. It's not so, you can't see the sex selfie. Do you want to see the sex selfie? No? Do you want to see the sex selfie? No, I won't show you the sex selfie. It's actually on my Instagram. The sex selfie's on my Instagram. Yeah, they didn't ban it. It was fucking great. So this is her. I knew her when she was, not that incarnation, when she was a full-on lesbian, because I got a bit of a thing for lesbians, because I used to be one. So, oh, no, she was more, where was she? She was, which I mean, that reminds me of, okay, not that, maybe this, she was more like this one. More, she had the lesbian gypsy chic on one side. Oh, that's fancy. Actually, yoni worship. She loves it. So yes, this is her. We're just checking her out, right? Whilst we wait. This one time at Burning Man. Let's have a look at her stories. Creating a free guide, love it. She's doing great. Smashing life, that's us. And she's on Clubhouse. She's smashing it. I'm gonna send her, yes. There she is. So we're just waiting for her to show up. Let's have a listen. Let's see if this is gonna work. Is it working? Hang on. I'm going to see if any of my sounds are working. It's not working. So it must be plugged into that, which means I should be able to hear it through this. It's not working. So it must be plugged into that, which means I should be able to hear it through this. It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. Okay, right. Shy's a banana. I mean, this guy's great. This guy's great. Okay, so it's not working. My dream didn't come true. Unless we pull it out and no, there's no sound. I love my life. I love my body. I love myself. Yeah. Bluetooth on. Connected to that one. Shoulda worked, bro.
Single men and women who are shit scared of intimacy.
It's true.
Luckily,
okay, that's working.
Of Stockholm is here.
Alright, let's have a look. Where is she?
You're one of the most fascinating interviews I've ever had, actually.
Oh.
He's a compliment, please.
I'm live. Okay, I'm gonna try it. How? Are you live? She's live. She's live. Okay, this might work. This all might work. Let's see. Where are you live, babes? Where? I can't. Hang on, let me just go onto a profile. You're not live, babes. I can't see you on your profile. Oh, there you are. There it is. I'm here.
Shaft and I connected in tantric land in Thailand, and we've done ayahuasca together.
Oh, we did.
We've done ayahuasca together, and we've done tantric rituals. So he's gonna come in and share how
This is
we
her.
did tantric rituals together, how these rituals created abundance for us, and yeah, how can you have more tantric connections in your life? So I'm just gonna ask him to come in.
I'm in, babes. I'm in.
Yeah, so there you go. So you. Hi.
Hey, babes. I'm just going to put my favorite filter on.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Nice to see you in this digital realm.
Huh?
Nice to see you in this digital form.
Yeah. This is the new form.
It's some might say it's more important than the real one these days.
Yes. I like your mustache.
Oh, this is real. This isn't a filter.
I know.
Okay, great.
My butterflies are
Real, 100%. Yeah.
real. So I've been loving your lives. I've been loving the way you show up and the way you activate people and the way you entice them to love themselves. I know that when I met you, you were all about, loving your body, loving your life, and I
Loving your
love that
vagina.
so much about you. And that's your mantra. And I remember singing it together and screaming it on top of our lungs. And I just feel like self-love is so important. So I want to just see you in that. I love the way you do it.
Thanks, babes. I mean, I did go on a Swedish national television, Sweden's Got Talent, and and stormed the stage and got the judges to sing, "I love my life, I love my body, I love myself." It was great. And I just recently heard that one of my IG listeners played it at school, and they were talking about stress and anxiety. And the little kids were shouting that all day. I love my life. I love my body. I love myself, which means my mission's complete. I could, for now, done.
Yeah.
Tantra in schools was my mission. So good job.
Good. So tell us more about how you came into Tantra path.
Good question, Yulia. Well, we've all had a bit of a crisis. We've all had a bit of a mental breakdown in our lives, bit of despair. Some call it rock bottom. My rock bottom was 2014 at Burning Man. And back then I was already a very prolific, famous unicorn. Already I was doing good. I had my own polyamorous sex cult and everything. We were living by the 10 principles of unicorn, yeah. Life was good. Life was normal for us. And I used to work at a place called Bubbles and Bass, which was ice cold champagne on the main place where all the big parties are. And I was like their house unicorn. And I used to serve ice cold champagne and just make out with everyone. My role was to make out with everyone and have a great time. Sadly, my entire identity was built on alcohol, and I was a raging alcoholic, and I couldn't get drunk anymore. For some weird reason, I couldn't get drunk anymore. And then I was fucked. Like, not only was my identity, but the fabulous of unicorns, our crest was like this cheap, fizzy white wine. My addiction problems went all the way back to 1993, and my whole like connections were made through drinking. So I had no confidence without drinking. So I didn't know who I was without drinking. And I was hired to go to parties and be myself and like entertain people and make out with people. So basically, I didn't know how to connect with women anymore. And then I had to go on a long journey to love myself, which ayahuasca helped, get off the drugs, which iboga helped. And the main thing was Tantra. Tantra saved my life, basically. Because my body changed. My body started to do weird things. I started to hear voices, see energies. Nothing made sense until I had to do some Google searches around third eye activations and Kundalini awakenings. And it sounded like superhuman abilities. I was like, oh my God, I'm a superhero. And then the rest of my journey plays out pretty much like the Marvel comic book film, Doctor Strange.
And I see that you went to practice martial arts, and now you're just a full-on Jedi.
Sacred sexual Jedi. This is it. I even have my own song. And the best thing about it is I can't sing. Remember when you couldn't sing and then you could sing at the end of the time we were together?
Uh-huh.
How did you open up your throat? YULIA. What tantric practices did you use?
Tantric deep throating.
Tantric deep throating. Can you explain a little bit more about this tantric deep throating? Because I was actually genuinely jealous how much better you were at singing than me by the end of the time on the island.
It's when you activate your throat chakra by opening it up with a sound.
The shaft of light.
With a shaft.
Yes. The word lingam is
You can have a throat orgasm, and this is a great way to have a throat orgasm, is by opening up the throat and releasing that. So I can definitely hit higher notes after.
Yeah, I was like, what? She's fucking amazing at singing.
I loved our journey, and like I loved meeting you, and you were just so different, and so in your feminine and also in your masculine, and you know, the passion for your own self-love. I really, really also resonated with that.
I was at the height. You should have seen me what happened a year later. It was a mess.
So tell us how you connect with tantric women. How do you find tantric women? How do you tell us more about your pillars? When you met me, and you know, I had to read, I had to answer questions. Like, tell us more about your
Fuck, I forgot about all that. I mean, I'm celibate. I've been celibate for 2 months. I've been single for a year. I've forgotten all about my practices because...
I'll remind you.
Yeah, please do. It's been that long. I've given up on love. Like, I actually don't meet that many tantric women who want a relationship anymore. I live in a city now. So where I was living, everyone was speaking the same language. Everyone was doing the same trainings. Everyone went to the same schools. So it's very easy for everyone to be in the same belief systems. Mm-hmm. Here, if I told a girl that I wanted to to watch this video or anything like that, they just would never do it. It's like, I'm too busy, because they live in a city and they got a job and kids and stuff. Whereas anywhere else in the world, like the Tantra bubbles, people do take the time to understand other people and go deeper into creating a safer container. Here in the city, everyone's just got so many options. So it's been pretty challenging. So please remind me, what did I get you to do?
I remember that you got me to read like your contract, and then when you watch a video on YouTube, and then I had to answer 36 questions.
Really? Great!
It's so strict. I'm like, there's a contract. If you want to be my lover, you have to agree to all of it.
Oh my god, this is so cool! I wish a woman would do. I wish a woman would do a lot.
I loved it.
That's great.
It changed my life.
Well, I used to be very strict on that, and that was like years and years and years living that life. I let go of all of that when I moved to Sweden.
You let go? Wow.
Yeah.
So when you meet somebody that, you have like feelings for, how do you approach them?
Okay, so the contract I still do, and then I post it on Instagram.
How do you, I remember that you struggled with your self-confidence before. So how did you work on that and to gain the confidence to go after who you like?
Yeah. This was a really long journey, because after we met, I was recovering from a burnout, and I'm still coming out of it, and I'm still learning how to say hello. So the way I've overcome my social anxiety and my fear of rejection and fear of approaching is simply to say hello to anybody. Like, smile at someone on the street, smile at someone on the escalator, the person that gives me my coffee. I go, hey, have the best day of your life. And I've literally got scripts in my phone that I have had to rehearse. And when I sit next to someone, I flick it up and go, and if I'm in a restaurant, I say, wow, the soup here is amazing. What did you order? Like, these are the practices I had to do, because like, I was fucked, because I was no longer this massive tantric sex guru. I was no longer this fabulous unicorn. My sacred sexual Jedi abilities just don't work here, because no one goes to any dances. So it's like, I'm just a normal guy now who looks very different to Swedish people. But yes, I'm just very different here. Life is very different since, well, being in the tantra bubbles, life is easy because everyone's doing tantra.
So what would be 3 tips that you would give men to gain more self-confidence in approaching women?
So I would say check out Shaft Uddin on YouTube and Instagram. But also to learn how to say hello. It's not about like approaching the woman that you want to be with, because that's pretty scary anyway. So being able to being a universal person, so being nice to the old man on the street, to say hello to anybody. So the foundation work I do is just learn how to say hello. Hey, how's it going? Hey, nice. And being a universal toucher as well, touching everyone in a non-sexual way. Like, people would see me being super flirty and super juicy with everyone, but if I actually meet someone I like, they will see a very contracted, shy person going, oh shit, and I'm super awkward around them. Remember on Tantra Island, I should just make out with everyone on the dance floors, in the 7-Eleven. Like, that's how I say hello. But that's in the bubbles. That's like,
right.
That's like in a community where you go. Like, every Monday, I have my little bubble. We're known as the Juicy Entrepreneurs. And we're just having orgasms left, right, and center. Like, just non-stop energetic orgasms. Whilst doing personal development work. It's great. We fuck the shit out of each other energetically, shamanically, and you know, someone's having some kind of release happening over there, a couple of them, and then there's us talking about, and today we're going to talk about purpose and finding what you really want to do for the rest of your life and how to monetize it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to be in the bubble you want to be in. You'll find the ones you love doing the things you love doing. So I made my profession vaginas because I didn't know how to connect with women anymore. So my hobby, my passion became yonis, and I became a yoni worshipper, and the rest is digital history. 7.5 million views on YouTube and 16 million views on Facebook. There's a new era of Tantra happening in the world.
Yes. So tell us to all the men that are tuning in. I know that, you know, working with men, they always ask me, you know, what are the benefits from, you know, releasing ejaculation, separating ejaculation from orgasm. You as a tantric man, that I have witnessed this, and you're able to have multi-orgasms energetically. You're able to retain your ejaculation. You're able to date multiple women. Like, how do you manage your energy? For all the men that are listening, take some notes down.
So when I turned 40, I was looking back at the last decade, and I said, what was the biggest achievement I made during my time in from the 30s to my 40s? And it was becoming becoming multi-orgasmic, basically. So that was the biggest achievement. And that's huge because I spent the time to rewire my brain, to condition my body to do something that is, you know, it's natural, but it's not natural. Like, to do something that is so beyond normal society's understanding of why would you do it. For men, you could check out now there's like all this stuff around nofap, semen retention, and even in Napoleon Hill's book Think and Grow Rich, there's a whole chapter dedicated to sexual transmutation. And in Agama, they talk about, you know, sublimation. Like, this is a practice that all men need to understand, but no man would do it because it's like the best bit of life, right? To jizz, it's like amazing, it feels good, and we're just constantly trying to like ejaculate inside women's vaginas all the time, like, because it feels so good. And I remember when I was told that Tantra is all about non-ejaculation, I was like, I'm not doing Tantra, it sounds terrible. And I didn't do it. Because the only spiritual friend I had, a fellow unicorn of mine, he said, yeah, don't do Tantra, it's where you don't ejaculate. And I was like, fuck that, I'm not doing it. And I didn't do it for a year because of this one comment. Mm-hmm. And then I went to a school which was very disciplined on this practice. What are the benefits? The benefits are longevity in life, to be able to harness that sexual energy into creative purpose. So instead of like focusing all of my needs, wants, and hunger and everything into chasing women, and remember, when you're chasing women, it means that they're running away. So you want to be a magnet. You want to be absorbing all of that energy, so you radiate this sexual energy, and then the women come to you.
Yeah.
So you want to cultivate that. And the tantric practice is very different to all the other nofap and semen retention things, which is, they say, you know, don't masturbate. You have to masturbate every day. I have to masturbate over there every single day religiously, because that's where I cultivate my self-love. But I don't ejaculate, I injaculate. So the benefits are, if you want to last longer in bed, instead of lasting 3.5 minutes, if you just slow things down a little bit and breathe deeper and relax your body, you'll last at least 5.5 minutes. That's 2.5 more minutes in bed. That's almost double the time that you're already having sex. That's big already, right? It's almost 100% improvement.
What would you say for men that feel that that's too much work?
I could have said that. And to be honest, it's a lot harder to become tantric as a man than it is for a woman. Would you agree on that?
Yes.
Because you girls are already multi-orgasmic. All you got to do is just don't touch your clit, and you go inside and go into the deeper orgasms and de-armoring, and then boom, you're pretty much activated. A guy has to do the longer practice to let go of the hunger and the need to ejaculate, and then slow things down to separate the orgasm and the ejaculation. And when they do that, then they become a god. Things completely change.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? How do your relationships benefit from you doing this practice?
Presence. That's it. There's no more goal. You start to enjoy playing with another human. So sex doesn't become goal orientated. So usually, you see this in all the films. You meet someone, you take off your clothes, and then bum 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 bum, someone wins. And the other person gets left behind. So very rarely is it a mutual...
Which is usually the woman.
Yeah, because you take a little bit longer to get warmed up. And the beautiful thing about being multi-orgasmic and non-orgasm focused is you get to understand human bodies. You get to understand the chemistry sets and how different bodies connect with different bodies. And that's amazing. And you get to play with different types of touch, like air touch, firmer grounding touches and watery touches. And you get to dance, and you evolve as a human because you understand that it's not just about the bum 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 bum, which is kind of like having a bit of junk food hit. But if you actually cultivate something and last a little bit longer and discover someone, you get to go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into presence, into love, into vulnerability. And then soon enough, you become enlightened.
Thank you. Thank you for those tips. I want to ask about sex magic.
Oh, my favorite.
To create abundance. I know this is your favorite topic.
I'm rich.
So tell us how you created $10,000 off of sex magic.
English pounds. So...
Yeah, 10,000 pounds. That's $15,000, yeah?
Exactly, yeah, there you go.
Incredible.
I mean, I've just finished listening to Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's all in there. It's literally in there. I can't believe that everyone's already doing it. And this is why the millionaires and the people, the 1%, they're all doing sex magic rituals, right? Orgies have been around since the dawn of time. People used to gather in city centers, drink mead, and have sex to celebrate the harvest and fertility, to create the next abundant cycle. It's actually hardwired into our being to use our sexual energy from the dawn of time to create life. So instead of creating life, which I really want to do, I could create ideas. I could feel what I want. I could think what I want, feel it in my body, and then put it on a rocket and send it up into the universe with the sexual energy. So it's 3 layers. It's actually way more advanced than what Napoleon Hill and everyone else is saying, like the law of attraction and everything. Having a clear intention, using your heart energy to send it out and see what happens. You're having a clear intention, using your heart energy and your whole body and someone else and maybe another person, maybe a group, and then all chanting, I love my life, I love my body, I love myself, or Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namaha, Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namaha, or having sex on a mountain of money. Just because that was 5,000 English pounds I had.
Okay, wow.
And then I doubled it in another country. So what happened was, how it looks like is, if you want to generate cash and double it, you get the cash, you set the intention of what you want. It has to be quite specific. So it has to be something about, I want to make £10,000 through sacredsexualawakening.com, getting my dream client. Like, that's pretty specific. You can't fuck up. Because I have a package there for £10,000. So, you do that, and then you lay out the money, create a little circle, and if you have one person, or as we had 2 people, I do love a good threesome, and we all make love or use sexual energy and have the intention in our mind, in our body. And it can work in different ways. So if there are 3 people, one person has an intention and the other 2 serve that person and say, you will make £10,000 through your sacred sexual awakening business. You are a strong, powerful yoni masseuse. And then after 30 minutes, you switch. Then the other person says their intention. I want to be a TikTok sensation and get 50,000 followers and make my online course. Then the other 2 would say, have 50,000 followers on TikTok and you're going to be a celebrity on the and then the person receiving gets to say, now I want you to suck my penis and sit on my face. And then generate more sexual energy. And at the end, you start using breath to bring up the energy and then hold the breath and then release the intention and then you switch. And then you have a little sharing at the end. It's really nice. Good fun.
It's really nice. And I'll add to the threesome that I participated in with you, that it was the first time ever that I actually enjoyed this type of connection. I love the way you had the outline and how we talked about it before with boundaries and everything. And then after we also talked about it and triggers that came up, and it was just a healing experience.
Oof. That's the best thing.
It was so beautiful to share that. And I remember it was my first time ever sharing a lover. So that was very intense for me. And I feel like you really held that space as the masculine. And it's one of the experiences that I always share because it was so positive for me.
And that's the beautiful thing about these spaces. They are very healing. And even if someone does get triggered, it's a good place to be triggered. Because that's where you could evolve. Like if you've allowed 2 people to overstep your boundaries and you couldn't say no because you just thought you might upset people if you said no, then you need to look at how to stand up for yourself, how to say no in that space and not allow yourself to go into something that you don't want to do because you might upset other people or might ruin the flow of the thing. Like you'd want to ruin the flow of the thing rather than having more therapy afterwards.
Exactly. Are there any tips that you can share for men that don't share their desires? Like, how do you activate for yourself? How do you express your no's? How do you express your yes? So
every time I feel it coming up, and you can feel it, it's like, oh God, I've got to say this. I need to say this. You have to say it. Usually a 5-second rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, say it. But you got to say it in the right way as well. You got to formulate the sentences so people don't get traumatized or triggered in a vulnerable space. So it's important to express it, but you'll feel it just vibrating here. And it's better to express it than suppress it. Because if you keep on suppressing it, you will eventually suppress everything and you become a people pleaser. And I mean, I've recently become this. And I'm still going through my journey to step into my power again because of this new environment. Like, I'm not used to being in the city. I'm used to being a tantric sex guru in my ashram on the hill in my big villa with an infinity pool, and everyone speaks like me because everyone's trained by the same teachers or me. So I'm learning how to do it in this reality, which is a city. So tell us how you are able to have orgies and threesomes without ejaculating, and you're making love with different women all over you. How do you master that power? Time management, having a good schedule is great. I've been poly for 10 years, and I also ran lots of very successful businesses, worked in advertising, worked for the top agencies in the world, and also had my side hustle, which was tantric yoni massages or being a unicorn, and that was really big. So it's just time management, basically, having a good schedule, being able to manage your time in such a way where you don't get overwhelmed. And like I used to say, 3 lovers is minimum and 5 lovers is optimum. But in the city, you only meet people like once a week or once every 2 weeks. Like, how can you form anything from such little depth and connection? And you only meet each other like for 2 or 3 hours, and then you see like it doesn't. You can't go that deep. So here you could have 7, because like you have one for every day, because you just won't see them for another week. It all adds up to 1 human being at the end of a day, especially if you have a type like I do.
So tell us more about your open relationship, your poly experience, how you came into it, and how are you thriving in your poly relationship?
This one time at Burning Man, I discovered this thing called poly. I was at a bar, and it was in 2010, and I was chatting to this two really tall, like I'm not that tall, but these guys were tall and beautiful and built, and a guy, woman, perfect humans, Amazonian looking. And they were making out with each other, and they were like really fun. And then she started making out with someone else, and I was like, "Whoa, dude, aren't you worried about that?" He said, "No, we're poly." I'm like, "What?" And he said, we're polyamorous. It means that we could love other people. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Aren't you jealous? Because I have this wounding around best friends sleeping with my monogamous girlfriends, and it's been a pattern for a long time. So I'm like deeply traumatized by this stuff. And he said, no, this is, and he explained it to me, and it didn't make any sense. But I thought, this sounds great. This sounds great. I want this. This is definitely what I want. And then I went and became poly. But here's the kicker. I was just basically single, having lots of sex. And then I really liked this girl, and she was poly. And she wanted to be with me and 2 of my friends and my other friend. And I just wanted to be with her. And I wanted to close the relationship. But she wouldn't, so every week she'll have sex with one of my friends, and I would slut shame her, saying, you should have been with me, why are you doing this, why are you doing that? And I got really, really upset, and I was a drama queen back then, and I was like really, really hurt, and just going around telling everyone that she's a bitch, like she's a slut, she should be with me, she's shagging my mates, and she kept on saying, but I'm poly. I'm like, well, how dare you not be with me? And like, I was very single-minded, and in the end, we became boyfriend and girlfriend, and in the end I had to call the police on her because she was crazy. And that was the last monogamous relationship I had, and that was in 2013, which lasted 13 days.
And what do you
never again
What's that? What do you learn through your open relationship? What do you discover about yourself?
You're able to heal yourself through each other. You're able to connect with yourself. But also, I have the most amazing relationship with my mum and dad because of my polyamorous relationships. You're able to like hold space for each other. You're able to practice transparent communication, practice nonviolent communication. And I'm basically a better therapist, a better space holder, better healer, and a better son, and a better lover, because of my polyamorous relationships. Like 100%. Yeah. My communication skills are way better.
So is there anything else you would like to share, like any tips for men that are in the process of empowerment, wanting to become like mastering their sexual energy, wanting to become better lovers, becoming multi-orgasmic? What are your 3 top tips?
3 top tips. Number one is definitely self-love. That's like the hardest part of everything. To develop a self-love practice. So I have a penis practice. So I masturbate every day. I call in the beloved. I make love to myself, and I set an intention for whatever I desire. And I have lots of wishes and dreams, and I use that sexual energy to master it and move on to the next one. It's quite easy for me and for anyone. And there's loads of like YouTube videos about this anyway. So number 1 is self-love, that practice. Number 2 is finding your right teacher, the right guru, the right person that you resonate with. And the fast track is what you women taught me, is sleep with the gurus.
That's a bad one.
So you taught me that. So I ended up sleeping with all my gurus and I reached enlightenment. So find the right teachers that you resonate with, get the right coaching, and hang out in the right community. So that's number 3. So self-love, find your own pussy practice, your own penis practice. Number 2, find the right teachers, go to the right courses. I love Shaft Uddin, check him out. And number 3 is go to the right dances, the right communities, the right Facebook groups, find out where the tantra places are. So yeah.
Beautiful. And one last thing, I just want to share, you know, when I met you, you definitely had this spark in you, nothing that I've ever seen before, and you really helped me elevate of what a divine masculine looks like, embodied. So yeah, thank you so much for being different, for not caring of what other people say about you, about really following your dreams. I know that you are so exotic, and that's why I love you. And I know that you also get a lot of backlash for it.
I do.
How do you gain that self-confidence and you don't let other people's opinions affect you?
Well, I mean, Alfredo Gorono is saying this guy's batshit crazy in your chats. And and he's also saying this is so cringe. So this is one person. And he's really loud in the chats, right? So he's going to call, like, and then you've got people commenting in the chats. So these guys, Alfredo Gorino, keep on commenting because you keep the algorithms alive. Because without the haters, I ain't nobody. The reason why I've managed to create so much awareness about Shaft, Uddin, and Sacred Sexual Awakening is because of people like Alfredo, because he doesn't know who I am. He hasn't seen anything. He's just reacting. He doesn't get it. And the beautiful thing about the human mind is it wants to put you in a box. And obviously I don't fit in a box. I was a lesbian unicorn working in sexual healing. And I was really successful. It doesn't make any sense for anybody, right? Especially men. So you can't put me in a box. So our brain is trying to put me in a box and it can't. And Alfredo is saying I'm quite thick. And I always become friends with the trolls because I love playing with them if I got time. So what I've realized is the more I got to be steady and strong on my path. I got to deliver my message to the fullest. When I have time, I could play with them because it keeps the algorithm up on the comments and it keeps your post at the top. But also, I have a copy and paste thing in my phone now because it happens so often where I play with the energy of a trolling feed or a backlash only lasts tops 3 days, and I've got one message for each day, and you just get to fuck with them for a bit, and in the end they become your friends, and usually in the end in the chats the hottest women message me privately and they become my friends or they become my lovers or become my clients. But it has been challenging. I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds on therapy to deal with the trolls, especially from my friends or women I really liked or my teachers. I've had to block a lot of famous tantra teachers from my Instagram and my YouTube and my Facebook.
I hear that, and I also know that this message is not for everyone. So,
but it is for everyone.
It's not, because not everybody is ready to listen and to digest it. But for those that is, they have been here for almost 45 minutes. So thank you for all that have been live and following us. This is Shaft Uddin. I met him in Thailand, and how did we met?
You fucked me in the. You energetically penetrated me from behind or something, and you looked at me and you went like this. I do that now if I like a girl. I'm like.
Yes. So, like, some tips for women, right? It's about confidence. It's like, I saw him in the dance floor. I thought his moves were sexy. So I just, like, came up behind him, just let him be there dancing. And I energetically started pulling him towards me. And then we, like, danced. And then we started kissing and rolling around the floor. And, like, my teacher had to go and get me. And we, like, fell in love. We had, like, a 2-week container of, like, self-love and sex magic.
And drinking your menstrual blood.
Sex magic. Yeah, let's talk about that ritual. Yeah.
So I had quite a bit of backlash from that post. It's great.
I know. I cannot believe you share that.
Of course, I share everything. I'm here to be an ambassador of positive sacred sexuality. So I just drank your menstrual blood because you said, and I did tell you, I warned you, you do know, and these were the exact words, you do know that will be astrally linked, right? And he said, yeah, that's fine, yeah. Isis told me. I'm like, cool, because, I like you and you like me, that's fine. But you didn't know how deep and severe that was, did you?
I did not know. I didn't
know what I was playing with. I'm the biggest sex witch there is.
Yes.
And I know.
So what we're talking about sex magic, how we create abundance and everything that you want in your life through sexual energy. And you can even go deeper into tantric rituals by ingesting each other's liquids.
Yeah.
So what's very normal is to, swallow the men's semen, but what is not common is actually swallowing the woman's beautiful red liquid. And it's often considered nasty. It's considered like just horrific, and a lot of you are probably just feeling the ickiness. But I will tell you this, that the semen and the blood are the most sacred liquids that our bodies hold. And in the tantric history, when you bring this together and drink it, it's like the magic potion. And this was used years back, and we're using it now. So, yes, people are like going crazy over here on Facebook. Tell us more. Tell us, that was my first experience. I saw it in my mind. I saw us doing this ritual. Then I go to you and tell you, hey, this is what I had in my vision. And you're like, yes, I want to make money. Okay, tell us.
I love money. Well, instead of money, we got Isis, didn't we? Exactly. So it was an Isis ritual, and like, I am in service to the goddess. Like, that was my purpose for 7 amazing, beautiful, transformative years for myself and all the women that I connected with and helped heal. To have Isis on your back is a really, like, having your back, like, she was a protector, is a really big deal as a sacred sexual awakener and also as a yoni worshipper. So
she's a goddess.
She's a goddess, and I drank your blood, and I started tripping balls. And I remember the trip to this day. It was something along the lines of me running through a golden field. There's an eagle or something, and there's a woman, there's Isis, and I basically felt the protection of this goddess, which I'm very protected, by the way. Like, I've been in some tight spots, like arrest, deportation, like loads of fucked up shit, prison type stuff, and I've just been let go straight away. So I've been, and it's all been tantra based as well. Like, people don't understand what I'm doing, so they call the police on me and things like that. It's great content, by the way. It's great content. So I'm very much protected because of this sex magic ritual that we did, and it's not just about financial gain, which is basically being more in your purpose and being more of yourself and loving your life and loving your body. And then from that, you generate vast amounts of income from being yourself. But it's also about the esoteric, like the other fabric of reality that we all know exists, but we don't know what's going on. And you didn't know what was going on, but I knew what was going on, and I knew how powerful it was, and it was beautiful and powerful, and look where we are now.
I remember that, I had the vision. I did not understand the power of what was happening. And when I saw you drink it and like you just started like shaking, I realized that I have been doing this every month for myself.
Yeah.
I hold the power. Like, what is my blood? Like, how amazing is this? And it was through your experience that I realized the power of my sacred blood. And, that made me fall in love with you even deeper. Like, I've never have experienced something like that since. And I literally had to do a meditation where I went to my womb and like took you out of it, like your penis wasn't working. But I loved you so much. It was like this aching, like my heart broke. And then I like looked it up. I like talked to my friend Freya, and she was like, "Whoa, sister, you have no idea what you just did."
Yeah, exactly. And she's a blood priestess. She knows.
Yes, she knows. So I just, for myself, I looked at my own blood in a very high sacred way, like a new way. And now I cultivate that. I cultivate it. I put it on my third eye. And this is an invitation for those men and women that feel like the blood is nasty and it's dirty. It's completely just the opposite. Just like, it's liquid that is sacred. And it's just been very taboo. And people are like, "Oh, it stinks and everything." I'm like, it actually does not. When it comes like right away, it doesn't even taste like anything. Obviously, if it's like being collected in a pad for days, obviously it's gonna reek. But if you taste it very like, natural and flowing, fresh, it's actually very tasty.
Isn't it not the first day or the last day, but the third day?
The third day.
The third day, yeah.
So it's the third day, yes, because the first 2 days you do detox.
Yeah.
And you make sure of that. You were like, let's do it on the third day. And,
I know my shit. I'm a sex witch, yo.
Yeah, so I'm so thankful for everybody that's tuned in. Do you guys have any questions? Anything that you would like to ask?
I got a question. How did you become famous on TikTok? How did you get 11K? Like, I want to get my message out there on my own channels. I'm famous on everyone else's channels, and that's not benefiting me. It's benefiting the world, and I'm definitely in the collective consciousness. 40 million views. On my channel, nothing. So how do I get myself out there as a business, as a person, Shaft Uddin, on my channels?
I believe that you will do so well in TikTok. Like, TikTok is made for you. It's made for you. And it takes a little bit for you to kind of like get the hang of it. But when you do, it's just a platform that people are open. It's almost like Burning Man in an app.
What?
So, yes, because it's like people dancing, creating, and you can see their passion. So I get really inspired through TikTok. I love to dance. I know you love to dance. And you can reach a bigger audience for sure. I feel like the algorithm is just different than Instagram, and your content gets pushed out a lot more. I'm almost at 30K.
I know. It's insane. And you're on 11K on the gram. It's like, what? It's amazing. I've been stuck on 5K for like years.
Yeah, it's really like reaching out for the people that like resonate. And I feel like I drive a lot of my traffic from TikTok to Instagram and Facebook. And on TikTok, I just feel like people are ready to ask for and to go for it. So I just think of like what helps me, and then I put it on a video. And like for my clients, like every time I have a client experience, I try to make a video from it, and it helps so many people. So I provide value. You know, that's like the number one thing. I provide value, and then I provide entertainment. And you know, so it's nice to look at my beautiful face dancing, and then you also get, you know, sacred sexuality tips and how to love yourself deeper.
It's great. You're doing
you
amazing.
Follow me, come
Yeah, everyone check. Check her out. She's amazing. I mean, what I was gonna do, there's one of your videos that reached 72,000. That's your highest viewed one, right?
Which one?
72,000. It's about, so you're sat cross-legged.
My major one was half a million views.
Half a million.
That was on tantric sex. People want to know.
I know. Shit, you're killing it. Like, yeah, I just can't. I need to get into this. I'm gonna figure it out. Like, I'm very blessed to be the first tantra teacher in living history to be on a salary job. Like, I'm paid to be here. It's amazing. But my job is to build my channel. I ain't got a fucking clue how to do that.
I just think that you should definitely do some sex magic around this. What do you think?
Look what I'm masturbating to.
Oh, nice. What does it say? Look at it. Oh, nice.
It says deep, profound, meaningful, popular content. 10,000 followers, 1 million views on my channels. So
that's amazing.
It's got a big heart. It's on my phone, and it's gonna come from my house. I'm getting a house soon. So yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, is there any questions? Anything that you guys want to share or ask? You're more than welcome. Hey, Dakini Ray, that's our sister right there. Hi. I actually took my first tantric course with her.
Really, Dakini Ray.
So, let us know, what are your experiences with Tantra, or any questions there. I know that for me, when I just recently had a lover that wasn't Tantric at all, or even spiritual. Hi, goddess. And it, you know, it literally brought me back to where people are having sex at, the consciousness that people are having sex in. And it was more of a research for me. Yeah. Really. And, you know, this person wasn't able to look into my eyes, wasn't able to take off their clothes in front of me. And then it opened my eyes that a lot of people are here. A lot of people, they struggle with true deep intimacy. So is there any tips that you practice with your lovers to bring more intimate connection, intimacy, to be in the space? How do you practice presence in your lovemaking?
So I do ask them the 6 questions. They're still the same questions. They don't have to watch any videos or anything like that. It's just, I just made it quicker for the city. So I ask them, so what is your intention for our connection tonight? What is your fears? What are your desires? What would you like? What are your boundaries? Because sometimes it might not be sex. Do you have any STIs? Already we're gone really, really deep. And what will this connection mean to you? So it's the questions that I ask. And that in itself, you've gone deeper and deeper and deeper into vulnerability. And then I do get them to take off their clothes and let's say what they want to let go of. And girls just want to have fun. So women would just do this because it's fun. Women are into... Exactly. Women just want to do fucked up, freaky shit. They're like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. What's that? You got a conscious cock that can make me sing? Yeah, I'll put it in my mouth.
I remember my first tantric experience. It was actually with Francisco. Remember him? So he did the whole thing that you did. And, you know, he sat me down with a little candle in the middle. He asked me all these questions. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, gonna take my clothes off. He's like, no.
Not yet.
What are you taking off? And I'm like, okay, I'm taking off shame. And it was just like a ritual.
Yeah.
And I felt so like, wow, this man is like wanting to know about me. He can
Mm.
hold me. He's asking if it's okay to touch here. I just felt like a queen. I'm like, wow, like this Tantra island was like blowing my mind.
Yeah, that's normal for us. Like that's normal. It's nice when everyone's speaking the same language. Like the reason why I'm celibate is I was seeing a girl who was like the dream woman, in my opinion, in Sweden. And she's this archetype that I was calling in. And she would have very basic sex. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Like Pornhub style sex. And it was just killing me on the inside. And I just didn't have the courage and I didn't feel safe to actually say, can we do it like this? But every time because she was like a normal person, so every time we had breakup sex, the sex got really good and she'd have these galactic orgasms and third eye gasms. And then we have breakup sex again just to get her to that place of vulnerability again because she had nothing to lose. And then she became tantric on the very last day we had sex. Like she was able to move in ways, her body was able to like receive me in ways my body wanted to move. And it was eventually a very beautiful tantric experience. But the person I met at the start of the 2 months we were having sex, and we're having a lot of sex, just non-stop, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, but I was dying inside. But I didn't feel safe to say how I wanted it. And I'm a tantric sex guru, but I've been so, like, conditioned into being normal that I just don't feel sacred and safe in this environment anymore. Things are changing, luckily. So she changed from, and she used to write like field reports because she's like a psychology student. She used to write field reports after each sexual experience. And these were detailed like reports about what happened, what triggers, what activations, what physical sensations. And she literally turned into a different person after 2 months of having basic animalistic sex. And then she became tantric. And now she's running her own coaching business and is very successful. So thank you, Shaft. That's why I have a business called sacredsexualawakening.com. Blessing and a curse, my personal life with my business life. Oh, God.
So I know that a lot of my clients, you know, they're practicing the semen retention, but they are often struggling because their partners don't understand why they're not ejaculating. How do you explain to your lovers, to your new lovers, that your way of making love?
Yeah.
How do you bring that up?
So they feel bad when you don't ejaculate. Because that's the end game, right?
Right.
Why aren't you ejaculating? Is it me? Is it because I'm ugly? It's because of me, isn't it? I'm not able to make you come, is what the woman would say. And I'd be like, no, it's my practice.
I'm just writing it down.
Luckily, I tell them, they know I'm tantric, and I say this is just my practice. And I mean, I don't need to do much. Like after 7 years of doing this, I'm like, people are just impressed. People just can't believe. Like, I've yet to meet anyone who could like meet me where I am, because I just want to have sex all the time. But I've had to suppress that because I'm in a city. But when I'm flourishing, I mean, we were just having sex non-stop.
And how do you end a lovemaking session without the ejaculation? How does a tantric love session end without the end goal? How does it look like?
Someone might need to have a pee, or someone might need to eat some food. But we just carry on. We just keep on going and going and going and going and going. It really doesn't end. It ends when, you know, it's bedtime or the sun comes up. Like my sessions have lasted an outrageously long time. And like I would just have sex all the time, and I do, and I used to. This is why I used to have sex 3 times a day with 3 different women when I was in the in the bubbles where it's normal.
And how do you say how do you move the energy? You know, like that term of blue balls. Like when you're making love with different lovers and you're not ejaculating, how do you not get blue balls?
So I've been doing the practices for so long that I never get it. I had it once, and I also never had the ejaculation orgasm. But I had the blue balls because I needed to experience it, so I had empathy for all the other men, and it's really painful. Like, it's physically fucking painful. Like, it hurts. It's like someone's like constantly kicking you in the balls all the time. It's like, oh shit. But you got to do the practices. You got to do the sublimation exercises. You got to do the YULIA bandhas. You got to do all of there's a bunch of stuff you need to do. I mean, the reason why I became a tantric gigolo at the beginning of my practice was because I had to get women to do this exercise where you hold each other's hands and circulate the energy. It's a classic tantric exercise, but if you don't want to ejaculate, you do it the other way. So the woman pushes out her energy and the man sucks it up. And out of his crown, out of her crown, down to her yoni, she pushes it out. And she physically pushes out her yoni. So the lingam feels that and he has to like bring it up. So asking a woman to do that is like weird. So I thought, okay, well, that's just weird. No one's going to do that. Maybe if I dress up... Oh! It ended. It was an hour long. That was great. That was deep. That was beautiful. Wow. Okay. That was great. I gotta run to the gym and give someone
I love my life.
I love my body. I love myself. Yeah. Wow. What an amazing, beautiful conversation. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. If you found value in the stream, in the podcast, please share, like, subscribe, and do all the things you need to do. And if you have any friends that are struggling, send them this. This could be a live coaching session as well. Leave a comment behind of your biggest takeaways. And let's get the world singing. I love my life. I love my body. I love myself. Yeah. You could say this 108 times every morning for 21 days. And you can see how your world changes. So thank you. I love you. I set you free. And I'll see you tomorrow probably. It's Friday.